the role of government is to write the broad rules that structure markets. And part of the role of government is to write the rules that ensure open markets, that everyone can participate, that markets are fair, that there's true competition. And we know that that serves people well over the long run. It also serves democracy well, that there's a way in which not allowing some big players to kind of game the system for their own benefit is part of living in a democracy. So that's big picture. I would point to, as an example of one of many that we research in our work, the state of North Dakota. So North Dakota in the 1960s banned chain pharmacies. All of the pharmacies, essentially, there are few that were grandfathered in, but all of the pharmacies in North Dakota are locally owned independent pharmacies. And we thought, well, that's a great way to kind of study, if you only have local businesses, what's the outcome? Is it different? So we did a study a few years ago and took a close look at North Dakota. We found that North Dakota has more pharmacies per capita than any other state in the country. That if you live in the smallest communities in North Dakota, you're twice as likely to have a pharmacy in your community than if you live in the smallest communities in South Dakota. That if you live in the cities in North Dakota, that you have far more choices. You as a consumer have lots of different pharmacies to choose from. If you live in a city in South Dakota, you often only have a couple, CVS, Walgreens. And that North Dakota has among the lowest prescription drug prices in the country, and that they have better health outcomes because pharmacies are providing more health services. So you look at that and you say, well, independent pharmacies can compete. And if they can compete so well, why is it that they're disappearing in so many places? Let's create a fair playing field. Let's stop giving subsidies to big business. Let's get the tax code fair so that local economies have a fair chance to thrive. Let's stop using the farm bill to give 90% of our farm subsidies to the biggest farms. If we go down the list, there are so many ways in which policy is working in favor of the big guys. And if we level that playing field, and if we recognize the various benefits that local businesses bring, I think we'll get very different outcomes.